The most important events that happened on December 1st. 30 BC, Cleopatra's demise. In the sun-baked sands of ancient Egypt, December 1st might well have echoed with whispers of a tragedy. The legendary Cleopatra VII, pharaoh of Egypt and lover of Rome's Mark Antony, met her fateful end, marking the final act in a tale of love, politics, and power. With her demise, an era closed, and Egypt became a province of the expanding Roman Empire. The allure of Cleopatra, her intelligence, ambition, and the enigmatic circumstances of her death continues to captivate the imagination, beckoning us into a world of pyramids, sphinxes, and timeless intrigue. 1135, King Henry I's death and anarchy begins. On this day, England's King Henry I passed away. His death led to a succession crisis since his only legitimate son had died in a shipwreck years earlier. This political uncertainty ushered in a period known as the Anarchy, a near two-decade civil war. The conflict revolved around the claims to the throne by his daughter Matilda and his nephew Stephen, reflecting the intricate politics of the medieval era. 1640, Portugal's Restoration War. December 1st witnessed Portugal regaining its independence from Spain after 60 years of a shared monarchy. This day marked the beginning of the Restoration War, with the Duke of Braganza being proclaimed King John IV of Portugal. The years that followed were characterized by fierce battles, negotiations, and political maneuvers as Portugal sought to reaffirm its sovereignty. 1822, Emperor Pedro I in Brazil. Brazil, after declaring independence from Portugal earlier in the year, saw its leader, Pedro, crowned as Emperor Pedro I. This event wasn't merely a change of leadership. It solidified Brazil's status as an empire, steering its political and cultural trajectory distinctly away from its former colonial masters. 1824, U.S. presidential election. In a unique twist in American political history, no presidential candidate secured a majority in the Electoral College during the 1824 elections. This led the U.S. House of Representatives to decide the presidency, eventually choosing John Quincy Adams over Andrew Jackson. This situation shed light on the complexities and possible challenges within the American electoral system. 1913, Ford's moving assembly line. Pioneering a transformative moment in industrial history, Henry Ford introduced the first moving assembly line for the mass production of cars. This innovation didn't just change the automobile industry, it revolutionized production processes, making goods more accessible to the masses and shaping the 20th century economy. 1918, Iceland's sovereignty. Moving towards independence, Iceland became a sovereign state under a shared monarchy with Denmark. This development was a step towards Iceland's full independence, which would be realized in 1944. As a sovereign state, Iceland began to shape its distinct national identity and diplomatic presence on the world stage. 1955, Rosa Parks and the Montgomery bus boycott. A turning point in the American civil rights movement took place when Rosa Parks, an African-American seamstress, refused to give up her seat to a white passenger on a Montgomery, Alabama, bus. Her arrest ignited the Montgomery bus boycott, a 381-day protest against segregated public transportation. Led by a young Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., this nonviolent resistance became a seminal event in the struggle for racial equality. 1969, the first draft lottery in the U.S. since World War II. Amidst the controversial Vietnam War, The United States conducted its first draft lottery to determine the order of conscription. This event intensified debates and protests against the war, as many young Americans vehemently opposed the conflict and the draft system. 1988 World AIDS Day inception. Recognizing the need for a global response to the AIDS pandemic, the World Health Organization established December 1st as World AIDS Day. This day is not just about raising awareness, it's a call for global solidarity, a remembrance of those lost to the disease, and a push for scientific advancements and social acceptance. Did you know? The subscribe button is like the library's version of a chocolate chip cookie. Every time you hit it, a book on a library shelf gets an extra sprinkle of fairy dust. So, if you enjoyed this video and want to sprinkle some magic, don't forget to like and subscribe to our library channel.